to this beat.
Welcome to another episode. Welcome to another episode. Welcome to another episode of Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. I am your boy, Captain Will. Make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe to Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will so I can continue to bring you that gospel of Gamecocks every single day. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you are now rocking with the best. And since you are rocking with the best, come rock with your boy, Captain Will. We got a good one today, y'all. I said we got a good one today, y'all. December the 31st, New Year's Eve. We have a good one today, y'all. But before I start the show, I want to publicly acknowledge, I want to publicly apologize. I want to publicly let Cam TV know that I apologize for going in on you yesterday. I read some of the comments and I let some of my feelings take over, and I want to say I apologize to you, young brother. I say that from the bottom of my heart, and I want you to know that that would never happen again. How I went in on you, it was a miscommunication, and I want everyone to know that I publicly apologize to Cam TV. So we got to go today, y'all. We got to go today, y'all. We are talking about what things went right, what things went wrong yesterday versus the East Carolina Pirates. South Carolina took on East Carolina yesterday. South Carolina took on East Carolina yesterday in their home court, which is actually called Williams Arena in Greenville, North Carolina. South Carolina took on the East Carolina Pirates, and it was never close. It was never close. The Gamecocks ended up winning by 37 points, 73-36. It was a blowout by all proportions, and it wasn't even our best showing. It wasn't our best showing. The rush showed, the time off showed. It was the game started off choppy. The game was choppy throughout the whole time. The whole time it was disjointed on offense by both teams. The first quarter ended up being 14-8 in favor of South Carolina. South Carolina doesn't score 14 points in a basketball quarter. That doesn't happen. You're talking about a team that averages 94, 95 points per game. Okay, so it just wasn't pretty. It was a lot of shots that was missed in the first quarter that would be considered easy baskets, but we didn't convert them. Now, the second and third quarter was more like South Carolina basketball, in which we scored a total of 46 points in the second and third quarter and gave up a total of 21 points. That was more along the lines of how South Carolina played basketball. But the first quarter was not our brand of basketball. It was not. And I'm glad we righted the ship and showed East Carolina and showed all the basketball teams out there what we can and what we will do throughout the season. At the end of the day, we are 12-0. We're 12-0. At the end of the day, we're still the number one ranked defense in the country. Okay, so a game like this against a good opponent, who actually made the tournament last year and who probably will make the tournament again this year, and who do good things in their conference. But it's different levels to this, and South Carolina was at a whole completely different level versus East Carolina on yesterday. It was a team effort, just like all South Carolina victories are a team effort. It takes one for this basketball team. There is not a quote unquote star player who takes the bulk of the shots and gets the notoriety that some other teams do. You know, what you have in South Carolina is multiple players playing multiple minutes, and the points are spread out accordingly. The rebounds are spread out accordingly. The assists are spread out accordingly. Even though the assists are led by Raven and Te-Hina Paopao and MiLaysia, it's still spread out. Points are definitely spread out. And we could go through the team stats and break that down a little bit. I mean, South Carolina was 41% from the field shooting the basketball. That's much below their average of about 52%. Because South Carolina is the number one Number one offensive, leads the country in offensive field goal percentage. So 41% is a down day for South Carolina. And that goes with that first quarter. That was so disjointed. But the held East Carolina to 19% from the field. Now, before the game, I noted that East Carolina is not a good shooting team. And that proved to be the case in this basketball game. That proved to be the case in this basketball game, and it really held true, But at the end of the day, our defense played like we supposed to play, and it just didn't keep up with the offense, as the offense was not paced well. It wasn't paced well. But we'll take that offensive showing and move on. We were 39% from the 3-point line. South Carolina going into the game was number 2 in the country in 3-point shooting, 39%. We averaged about 42% from the 3-point line. So we were just a tick below our average, but 39% is a very, very solid 3-point percentage, 5 for 13. We didn't shoot a ton of 3-pointers, and we didn't have to. We didn't need to. And in terms of East Carolina, they were 17%. 17% from the 3-point line. We guarded the 3 well with them. They couldn't hit shot. They were 2 for 12 from the 3-point line. 2 for 12. 2 for 12. Free throws was a big problem. Free throws were a big problem in the game yesterday. It was a big problem. We shot 52% from the free throw line. That was not good. That was not good. That was not average. That was terrible. 52% from the free throw line, 18 for 34. There's no way, no shape or form that we could frame that and make it look pretty. You can't put lipstick on a pig and say it looks cute. It just don't work that way. It don't work that way. It does not work that way. So that free throw shooting that we have not had the whole season. We haven't shot the ball well from the free throw line the whole season. Will that cause us to lose a couple of games this season, especially against stellar teams? We will see. We will see. Will that be a factor when we play against LSU on January 25th? Will that be a factor against UConn on Super Bowl weekend? Will it be a factor when we play in March Madness in the SEC tournament? All those different things. We will see. But we have to improve. We have to be at least an average free throw shooting team. We have to. Went into the game averaging about 65% from the free throw line. That average has definitely went down with the showing that we had yesterday against East Carolina. That has to improve. Rebounding is always not a factor with us. We always rebound the basketball well. One of the best in the country. We averaged, yesterday we had 58 rebounds. They had 42. They were overwhelmed with the size. They were overwhelmed with the skill. And it just didn't, we continued the prowess of us rebounding the basketball well. That was not a issue whatsoever. Assists, we had 17 assists. East Carolina had 3. Let me say that one more time. We had 17 assists. East Carolina had 3. We averaged about 21 assists per game. 17 assists is solid. 17 assists is solid, especially in a quarter, that first quarter that we did not just play well. Just didn't play well. In terms of steals, we had 6 steals. They had 8 steals. East Carolina is very solid taking the ball away. Very solid taking the ball away. They're even though the schedule isn't great, isn't good. The strength of schedule going into the game was about 169th in the country, and there are several games against inferior opponents where they had 30 plus they caused 30 plus turnovers. That wasn't the case with South Carolina. We only had 11 turnovers in the basketball game. 11 turnovers in the basketball game, and I take that any day of the week. 11 turnovers when we're averaging about 14, 15 turnovers a game against a team that likes to steal the ball and cause turnovers. So all in all, South Carolina won the basketball game. You can't say it's very tough to have a negative opinion for a team that won by 37 points. You can't have a negative opinion. Come on. You can't have a negative opinion about someone who lost, who got blown out. And we continue to do what we do. It just some parts of the game looked like we were actually off for 11 days. And that's how I look. Now we play Florida January the 4th. January the 4th. Florida is the first SEC outing, and it's a away game, and Florida is going to be ready to defend their home turf and try to be the first one to knock off the #1 South Carolina Gamecocks. I don't think it's going to happen by any stretch of the imagination. I don't think Florida has any chance of beating us, even though the game is at home. It's still going to be a blowout victory, 20 points or more. But Florida will come to play. And this is now the time of the season where I really enjoy, basketball, when you actually having a conference play. So for the most part, now South Carolina still has UConn in February. That's the last non-conference game. But for the most part, teams across the country are starting not SEC play, are starting conference play. So is the cupcakes are gone. The cupcakes are gone. The soft schedules that some teams have been playing is gone. No more of that. It's time to get conference play going, match up your best against our best, and see what goes down. I can't wait for it. We got Florida, then we got Mississippi State. Two nice games on Thursday and on Sunday. And it's back to the real basketball, and competing. So in terms of our actual stats of players, I mean, we can start many ways. We can attack this any type of way, but Kamilla Cardoso did what Kamilla Cardoso does, having a double-double in 20 minutes. Double-double in 20 minutes, 12 points, 5 assists, 10 rebounds in 21 minutes of basketball. Very consistent of Kamilla Cardoso. Could she have played better? Absolutely. Kamilla Cardoso could have played better. She could have played better for sure. She could have played better. She could have hit some of those bunnies that was that she normally finished in the easy at the basket. Easy. But it didn't go down in the first quarter. But she turned it around and still was 50% from the field. 50% from the field, finished with a double-double, and very consistent play from Kamilla Cardoso. You know exactly what you're going to get when she's in the basketball game. You know exactly what you're going to get. But the true test of or the true skill of Kamilla Cardoso is those 5 assists, because she's a very good passer out of the post. And to be 6'7" and be able to pass the ball like she does is amazing. Kamilla Cardoso actually led the team in assists. Your 6'7" center led the team in assists in yesterday's basketball game. She still also had 2 blocks. Kamilla Cardoso put in work yesterday, and I anticipate the same thing going to happen in SEC play. At the end of the day, 21 minutes, a double-double, 5 assists, 2 block shots is sensational. It's not 33 minutes. It's not 36 minutes. This is 21 minutes of solid basketball play. I anticipate those minutes going up, as the season continues on in conference play and in the tournaments and so forth. But Kamilla Cardoso is putting in work. I want to do a shout out to Sanai Feagin. Sanai Feagin put in some key buckets. Sanai Feagin looked like the player that we wanted her to look like coming into the season. When we heard her doing work at practice in the summer workouts, when we heard that. So I got to give a shout out to Sanai Feagin. She was doing the thing. Very efficient. Balanced in the around the post. Scoring. When it was stated, when Dawn Staley stated that Sanai Feagin offensively is special, one of the best offensive players she's ever had. So a lot of people scoffed at that idea, but Sanai Feagin has post moves, very smooth, very efficient, and she checked the end in yesterday's game. She finished with 9 points. 4 rebounds, 2 block shots. This Sanai Feagin, this version of Sanai Feagin is absolutely what we need. It is absolutely what we need as we go into conference play. If she continues to do this, ladies and gentlemen, if she continues to do this, she will earn more playing time. I think she earned more playing time after yesterday's performance. I think she's going to play more in Florida. I think she's going to be one of the first ones off the bench against Florida. And if that continues on, we'll see that happen more and more often. A consistent and engaged Sanai Feagin is a dangerous Sanai Feagin. It is dangerous for South Carolina, and it is horrible for opponents trying to face Sanai Feagin in the Gamecocks, because you have another weapon in the holster that is ready to put stand on business. She's ready to do it. Sanai Feagin played well. Kamilla Cardoso played well. Te-Hina Paopao does what Te-Hina Paopao does. She does what she does. She had 9 points. She had 3-pointers. All her points came from 3-pointers. Very consistent. And she has been that way since she's been a Gamecock. She's been that way since she's been a Gamecock. She didn't play a lot of minutes. She only played 19 minutes in this basketball game. The timing was really spread out. So you had Chloe's 19 minutes, Cardoso 21, Bree 21, Raven 23, 19 minutes from Te-Hina. Fulwiley had 24. Tessa had 21. Sanai had 17. Very spread out minutes across this whole game. Everybody played. The lowest amount of minutes was Sakima Walker. She played 11 minutes. 11 minutes. So you don't have that dominant minutes distribution around 6 or 7 players. All 11 played, and all of them played double-figure minutes. All of them 11 played double-figure minutes. And you have multiple players, around that 10-point barrier. You had Cardoso with 12. You had Paopao with 9. Watkins with 11. Feagin with 9. Fulwiley with 12. And then you could throw in Chloe at 7. We are the most well-rounded basketball team in the country. Most well-rounded basketball team in the country, and it's not close. It is not close. Not close. Offensively and defensively, we're the best in the country by a margin. By a margin. I know UCLA just beat Southern Cal, and it will be an amazing game if and when the Gamecocks and UCLA play. But as of today, December 31st, South Carolina is the most well-rounded basketball team in the country. And we have some things to fix, including the free throw shooting. We have that to fix. We have to knock that barrier down and continue to get better at the free throw line. And I hope that increases. I hope that improves during SEC play, because I do not want to lose a basketball game because we were terrible at the free throw line. But going forward, we have so many stars in regard to or achievements on this basketball team that are so great that outnumber the flaws. So many. Our biggest flaw, our only flaw on this basketball team is free throw shooting. Some might say, might be on ball defense. We don't have that defensive stopper like we've had in previous teams. Well, we don't have a defensive stopper. We don't. But we're still the number 1 defense in the country. So that says something. Our defensive rating is higher than anybody else in the country by a mile. So defense ain't a problem. It has not been a problem and for a long, long time. But what makes us different, what makes South Carolina different, what makes us special and unique across the board against any other team, is the offensive rating, the offensive efficiency, the 3-point shooting. That what makes us different than previously. We block shots, got that check. Assists, we got that check. Assist to turnover rate, got that check. Defense, in terms of efficiency, in terms of rating, in terms of holding opponent down and field goal percentage, holding opponent down and 2-point percentage, 3-point percentage, all those different things, we got that check. What's different? What is different about this basketball team that is very appropriate or different than the other teams in the past, including the 17 and including the 22 team that won the national championship, is the three-point shooting. We are an elite three-point shooting team. And that's not going to change as the season continues on. Through 12 basketball games, we are what we are. We are what we are. And that is a great three-point shooting team. The best three-point shooting team, one of the best in the country, top 2, top 3 in the country, and by far the best shooting team in the SEC. That ain't even close. That's not up for debate at all. At all. So let's celebrate this basketball team, even though we had a disjointed victory yesterday. We still won by 37 points. We still won by 37 points, and we will go into Florida a heavy favorite, and we'll go into Mississippi State, although that game is at home, a heavy favorite. Turn the chapter on the non-conference play. Very successful for a young basketball team, and it's now time to capture that regular season's SEC title, get that SEC tournament victory, and get the national championship. The first page is complete. The first page is complete. It's time for SEC play. It's time for us to stand on business and continue showing all the teams why we are the best. This concludes another episode of Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. I'm your boy, Captain Will. Like I said, make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe to Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter at Gamecocks Talk. Follow me on Instagram at Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will, and hit that like button. You are now rocking with the best. And since you're rocking with the best, come rock with your boy, Captain Will. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.